Jennifer Torres here. I work at the University of Southern Mississippi in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and I live in Hattiesburg and have my studios there. I call myself a sculptor. Sometimes I hate being pigeonholed into one thing or another. Sculpture certainly is one of my favorite things to do. I love Hattiesburg and I love the surrounding area. Having grown up in New York City and the area around New York City, it's a very different landscape. But I've also lived all over the country, Oregon, Kansas, Georgia. So for me, Mississippi was a great place to land, to be a professor and to continue my artwork. I found myself really welcomed into Mississippi so many years ago. And so I plan on staying here even after retirement to continue my work. I have 3 primary spaces that I work. 2 of them are located at my house in Hattiesburg, and then the third one is at the University of Southern Mississippi. I use the steel shop over there at USM, but at home I have a wood shop, and I also have what I call my interior studio. They all have a purpose. They all serve me in many different ways. I'm influenced by my spaces. As you can see, I have a number of different spaces that I use, and they're all really incredible and important. And I consider myself really lucky that I have those. As I said before, I live by myself, so I can use whatever room I want. I have to live in my art all the time. It has to be a part of everything that I do every day. And I have more wrecked pajamas because I get up in the morning and I get excited about something and I head out to the shop, and before I know it, I've got paint on me or resin or something else or sawdust in my hair, and so I don't think I could ever have a shop that I didn't live right next to or live in. So I think it's really important for me for my spaces to be very close to me, to be very varied, to allow me to work in all different kinds of ways, from the wood shop to being able to do my resin, to be able to do my laser cutting. And for me, that's really important, and something that I've been working at all my life to get to this point where I have this kind of freedom to be able to create on any level that I need to. The space I get to work in at the university is quite large. I time my work hours to be when most of the students are not here. That has a lot to do with the pandemic. Having the space that I need to be able to work and not be interrupted, of course, is also really important. I think it's critical, though, that they see that I'm working and that they see the results of my daily routine. This is because they depend on me as an artist to understand a little bit about how much work it actually takes to do what we do as artists. It's an incredible amount of time and energy, and I think they look to us to sort of get some sense of what that is. And so this is the space I'm currently working in now, and it's big, and I have use of the space. The tools are my own and the materials are my own, but to be able to have this big space to work in is, I'm very grateful for that. So now we're outside in my wood shop. This is the shop that I use that has a lot of my bigger tools in it. I thought about cleaning it up before showing this to you, but then I thought, well, hey, you should see what a shop looks like when it's in full use. I do a lot in this shop. It's a very busy place all the time. And I was really lucky when I bought this house to have this space out here in the back that I did quite a bit of work to get it so that it would be usable as a sculpture shop. One of my newer tools over here is my CNC machine, my X-Carve, which I just love and I use all the time. And so this is my outdoor shop. Well, it's not really outdoors, but it's separated from my house. And it's another space that I live in all the time. I am here in this place all the time. I start everything in a sketchbook. I have tons of sketchbooks with lots and lots of ideas. Sometimes I even wake up in the middle of the night and have to put those ideas out on paper, or I can't go to sleep. And then I draw them and I redraw them again, and then I make models. And then I usually end up at the computer doing quite a bit of computer work. That's sort of been something new for me for the past just a couple of years, is really the integration of technology into the work I do. It's changed my work in a huge way, made me more productive. I've also learned a lot of the tools that transfer back and forth between my students as well, which is really helpful in the classroom. But as an artist, it's made me a lot more productive. It really gives me the opportunity to try out all different kinds of elements, different sizes and scales, and to work really, really small, or even to work really, really big. I've also been working with Laurel Machine and Foundry because I'm having them cut really big shapes out of stainless steel for the project I'm working on, the garden boat project that I'm working on. So it's really changed my life a lot. I was really against it and really afraid of working with technology, but once I learned how to do it and got over that learning curve, it's made a huge difference in my work, and I know that I'll never go back. Currently, I'm working on a large commission for another series of the garden boats, the same ones that are in the art garden at the Mississippi Museum of Art. I had so many ideas and plans and things I wanted to change and make different had I had the opportunity. I'm going to be doing 10 of them. So I decided I was going to make a misfit army out of weirdo children. And they would be representative of the disenfranchised. They would be representative of those outcasts who didn't have a place to go, and who, even if for one moment in their life, they felt like they were singled out or different. And I would make an army of these weirdo children, and they would be my misfit army. And together we would conquer the world with love and understanding and et cetera, et cetera. There's some solace in the act, in the keep trying, in the moving forward, in the trying to make small changes. So I have these two bodies, and they're very different bodies of work. They fulfill very different sides of my personality and who I am. Working at a university has given me this amazing ability to have this great space. All the tools I use are my own. I purchase all those, but to have a space that I can work in, but also to have that interplay with the students and to talk to them about the work I'm doing. I think it's really critical to my formation as an artist. And then to take that back home again and also use that in the weirdo children and the other pieces that I'm doing, and to have these spaces that are really dedicated to very specific parts of what I do. And the nice thing about having different studio spaces to work in is because I can go there and be surrounded by the elements of that piece or those works. These are my spaces, and I try and improve them and work on them and every day, and to really use them to their fullest extent so that I can make as much art as I can make, because I have too many ideas, and I don't think I'm going to live long enough to make them all, but I'm going to do my very best.